special guest with a very special song. It's from the artist known as Samy Sceil and the Sceilsters. It's like a country rock folk band, and Sammy's been really climbing the ranks. He's actually like an underground legend in some places. So without further ado, here he is, Samy. Samy, how you doing, man? How's everything going?
Hey, man, how's it going, man?
It's going great, It's really cool to have you on the show. I really appreciate having you on.
I can't hear you. Is your mic on, dude?
Yeah, the mic is on. You can't hear me? I
can't hear you. Is your mic on, dude?
Yes, the microphone is.
I can't hear.
Should be working.
I don't know.
I'm trying to.
I can't hear you, dude.
Yeah, well, I just
wanted.
Your
mic on, man?
Yeah, it's on. Could you just play the song? I just wanted you to play the song for us.
I see your lips moving, but I don't hear you, man.
I'm trying to talk to you. I got the microphone.
I was going to play a song and everything, dude.
Yeah, I want you to play the song. Can you play it?
Forget this, dude. Forget this, man. I was going to play a very special Thanksgiving song.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Now I'm not playing anything, man, because I can't hear. I don't know what's going on, dude.
Figure it out how to fix it.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I don't know.
I'm going to try and fix it.
I'm just going to hang up on this.
Wait, don't hang up. I'm going to try.
Right,
don't. I'm trying. All right, I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
There's certain things, I do things that Robin would do that you can't do today, and Mrs. Doubtfire gives him a timeout in the show. She makes him sit on the stool and realize you're marginalizing these people, don't you know?
That's
He's not
great.
ready to defend himself. Well, what about a stuttering pygmy? How about that one? That's one that Robin, and that's when Robin used to do. And I'm like, can I still get away with it? The stuttering pygmies are pissed.
Well, doing a Robin, it could, when you're in character, you're embodying somebody else. Is it similar to, because you can get away with jokes if you have I kill you, like if you're a puppet, or if you're a character.
If you have a puppet, you can do anything you want.
You can do anything you want.
The puppet did it.
Yeah.
It's part of the act, for Christ's sake. I do Anthony Hopkins hosting The Price is Right. Do you wish you were a better bra? What was it like to come on down? But no, I mean, the puppet can do it. I got a puppet, Your Honor. It was a puppet. I didn't know. I have no control.
They cancel the
puppet. Puppet. Go fuck yourself. Hey, what are you gonna do, huh? Fuck them.
There's always these kind of other layers of that mainstream doesn't know is going on. Like, that there's a church circuit, or even like Christian music or any of that kind, or Christian comedy, that there are legit stars and big names in these worlds that aren't mainstream, but in the know, it's huge. So like, who are some of the big name Christian comedians, would you say?
Definitely Michael Jr.
He had a Bible in his hand too. He kept playing like he was gonna throw it at people. He'd be like, ha, ha, and everybody would get scared. They'd be like, hey man. I realize now they were saying amen. I didn't know, bro. I was 7 years old.
This guy who was the next up and coming, who was going to come up, but he had like a scandal happen. Michael Chris, I think his name is John Chris. Yeah, John Chris. Yeah.
Wow.
He had a Netflix special. He was supposed to be that one that opened that door for everybody else.
Try, man. I tried. The unchristian thoughts just sneak in. I don't know where they come from. Me and Tim, we don't know where they come from. You ever been in the church lobby? Somebody asks you to pray for something so stupid, you're just like, I ain't praying for that.
I think it's a great skill to be able to appeal to Christian and church audiences, because I think it's harder to be funnier that straight, that clean.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it makes you a better joke writer, it makes you a better performer, it makes you better at everything. And then and to be able to go like Hamburger and even yourself, to be able to go from Def Jam style to, which is a little bit more raw, right? And then go to Christian, it's like night and day. It's like both sides of the coin. So if you're able to balance that, then you could really kill it in the middle. And like, I think that you do.
If you are raising your hands in reverence of the word, the presence of the Lord is here, but your deodorant isn't, it shouldn't smell like you've been slap boxing in the Serengeti or got baptized in hot dog water, because that is not Christian pimping, boo-boo.
Believe it or not, like, depending on where you go, but most crowds are used to it because some of their favorite comedians curse. And some of their favorite comedians are the comedians that, you know, the world watches. So sometimes they go there and they don't really know how to laugh at clean stuff. Because some people not, and one thing I made my mission to do is to not really see a drop off, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want them to see like, oh, he's just like, because I push the envelope, especially now. Like, cause like I'm able to write like that now. And I try stuff on my parents' church first because they're like usually my meter. So if they like, oh, like, if they, you know, I'll be pushing it, man.
Yo, don't those commercials come on at the wrong time, though? It be right when you about to indulge in something delicious. You about to eat a sandwich, and you be like, I can't go outside, no, but well, like, I don't care, man. Put your neck away.
I gotta brush my...
Who said I'm going to hell? I can hear y'all. I ain't going to hell.
Another cool thing that's really metal about you is that your album that came out, I think last year, was it Denim and Laughter, was on Metal Blade Records. That, I mean, is it just you and I mean, are you the only comic? I think maybe Florentine has one too, album out on that label.
Yeah, and Brewer put one album out on Metal Blade.
Oh, did he? Yeah, that's awesome.
I've done all my records on Metal Blade, so you know, see, that was the thing, like in the late 90s when, you know, computers, you know, comics were starting being able to burn their own CDs on their computers, and they could do their own artwork, and so every comic was putting out an album, and I was just like, I know I have the material, but I want some other connection, you know, like I wasn't looking for this big record deal, you know, I know, you know, I'm not a huge name, but when I met Brian Slagle from Metal Blade and he offered me a deal, I totally thought he was pulling my chain, you know, like, like we were hanging, having drinks and stuff. And he was like, yeah, you know, if you want to do a record, man, I'd love to do one with you. And I had gone on the road with one of the bands on his label. So he saw me open for a metal band, and I didn't answer him for like a year. And he hired me to do this convention out in Palm Springs, and he comes and picks me up at the airport. He flies me out. He picks me up at the airport. And he's like, you never gave me an answer on that record deal. I'm like, you were serious?
That's awesome.
And then within 5 minutes, before we were even out of the airport, you know, we had a record deal, you know, in place. And I've been with those guys ever since, man. It's awesome. That's the connection that I was looking for.
Yeah, that's cool. You're like label mates with, like, you know, Kill Switch Engage and all these metal bands. You're like, hey, that's my label mate. That's awesome.
Yeah, King Diamond. And,
yeah, dude.
Great band.
Do you have are there any street jokes about heavy metal?
Street jokes. Oh boy.
Like I have one I could tell you that I got.
All right, you tell me yours. Yeah.
I did you hear about the heavy metal band that also makes Christmas music? They're called Slayer.
I do a joke in my act, Don, where I go, you know, I guess my sense of humor from my mother. She knows I go out and open for rock bands, so she heard I was going out on tour, and she said, "Oh yeah, who are you going out with this time?" I said, "I'm going out with Nashville Pussy." And without missing a beat, my mom said, "I didn't even know Billy Ray Cyrus was still performing."
Oh, that's great, man! Props to your mom, fast thinking.
She's funnier than I am.
Awesome.
She's opening for me at Uncle Vinny's this weekend.
I have a jacket in my closet right here that it was like Christmas or something. She bought the crew. She bought the cast gifts, and she bought me a jacket. And I put it on, and like the sleeves go up to here. You know, it doesn't fit. But I'm just blown away. I'm like, Leah Remini bought me a gift. Yeah, so, awesome. Well, it was after one of the rehearsals, and I happened to see her walking with her assistant. I said, Leah, thank you so much for that gift. That was so nice. She's like, oh, I didn't know. You know, my assistant and I, we were looking on your Instagram trying to figure out what kind of guy you were. So we ended up just getting you a jacket. And she goes, how does it fit? I'm like, it fits great. Thank you. I was too embarrassed to say, Leah, hey, you know, Leah, I'm allergic to polyester. If you would have asked. If you would have asked me, I would have let you know I'm allergic to polyester, Leah. But it's in my closet. I'll never wear it again. It's there, and it's next to a long black. I did a scene in a movie, independent film, where I had to question Al Pacino, which that was another surreal moment. And I had 3 lines. They cut it down to 1, but I bought this, like, I was a detective, so I bought from a place on Route 110. I bought one of these men's warehouses. I bought a long black overcoat, so I look like a detective. You know, you wear it over your suit.
Right.
So we do the scene, and we're standing toe to toe. It was like 45 minutes, single camera over the shoulder over here. The whole time it's just like so surreal, and he was so nice.
Okay.
Were you sexually involved with Sybil?
No, please, no. I mean, this is a young woman in her early 30s at best. No, I just, she was a misguided fan. That's what she was.
And like, all right, that's a wrap. We got it. And you know, when they say cut, you know, it's like controlled chaos. People are going this way, that way, that way. That way. Somebody asked me something, and I turned to my right to answer the question, and I felt this. And I had planned on returning the coat until I felt this. And I looked over, and you know, he's short than I am. I'm 6'6". He goes, you give me a lot to work with. Thank you so much. I was like, how? And that shirt, I'll never return that jacket.
Awesome. And what movie is that?
That was called The Humbling. It was an independent film. It's actually a sad film. It's about a Shakespearean actor that loses a grip with reality. Like, he can't separate between what's you know. So it's kind of sad. It was one of those ones that went like right to video. You can get it on Netflix.
Yeah.
I always say it was a movie called The Humbling, and it went straight to video, whatever you call that, which was very humbling.
It lived up to its name. Yeah.
It was very humbling indeed.
The world is a stage, and all men and women merely players. How about that? Any better?
And you got to do a scene with one of the greatest actors of our time, which is pretty crazy, man.
Yeah, and it's just a nice guy, very funny dude. But there was like a moment where they must have been changed, whatever the cameras doing, they would change and film, and we're in the foyer of the guy, the director. We're in his foyer, I guess that you call it, foyer, big grand room in Connecticut. He lives on a compound, and Barry Levinson.
Oh yeah, wow.
Yeah, he was a good guy. So Al's looking around the room, she's checking things out while we're waiting, and I'm looking around the room, and the female detective was like, da, 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 da. And all of a sudden I look at him and I go, oh my God, it's Al Pacino in my head. And all of a sudden the heart starts pounding, and then the inner dialogue, you belong here, you worked hard, you belong here, calm down, just be an actor, just be in the moment, you know? You gotta keep your mind busy. Like, even when I first started working with Kevin, I never watched a lot of episodes of King of Queens, but I saw Here Comes the Boom, which I loved. I saw Mall Cop, which I loved. And anytime I channel surfed and I saw it, I had to like go past it. I couldn't watch his movies or his shows because I was trying to get to know him, and I don't want to be like a nervous guy around him, you know?
Right. You don't want to get starstruck. You don't want to like look at the movie star Kevin. You want to know the real Kevin.
So now I got to know him as a person, and I'm relaxed around him, where I don't ask anybody to take a picture. Like, everybody said, do you ask them to take a picture? I'm like, no. 2 guys I asked to take a picture with. I was at McGuire's. I met CJ Ramon. I'm a big Ramones fan. I said, bro, can I get a picture with you? Sure. And we became friends now. We keep in touch.
Oh, that's cool.
Social media. And I was coming out of a Met game, and who do I see is Joey Chestnut. I'm like, I gotta get a picture with this guy. It was like July 4th
guy. Yeah.
It was July 4th weekend. I'm like, I gotta get a picture with this guy. Come on.
Was he's the one, he wears the makeup too, right? Like the war paint, Joey Chestnut, or
no?
Yeah.
You know what? I can't watch those things. I get nauseous when they're dipping the things in the water.
Yeah, it's gross, man.
Or when they regurgitate, I'm like, I like hot dogs. I don't want to see that. But
on 4th of July to get Joey Chestnut, yeah, that's like, you know.
Joey Chestnut's walking around the outside of Citi Field with his hot dog champion belt over his shoulder, the Nathan's belt.
Nice. Yeah,
right away. That's the dude. I got a picture with you, dude. This is great. I love hot dogs.
But I do love that you have a picture with Joey Chestnut, but you don't have like a picture with Al Pacino. So this game, I'll let you describe it. So there's a game, Duck Shit Bingo. Tell us about Duck Shit Bingo. And this is real, huh? Like have you ever seen that?
Yeah, man, for sure. All the shows that happened in this book, like I have done these shows. Yeah, so I was in Greeley, Colorado, which is a slaughterhouse town in northern Colorado. And we get there, me and the feature, and everyone's losing their minds because there's a bingo, there's like a big tarp laid out with numbers spray painted on it in a bingo grid. And then there's this big, just disgusting carny. And he's got a duck, and he's holding the duck over his head, and everyone's looking at it like it's a deity or like a fallen star. And he just has this duck, and he lets it loose, and everyone loses their mind, and we're like, what the fuck is this? And then whenever the duck shits, that person wins part of the money that's been collected to buy a card, And people, and I've heard they do it in Southern Ohio. I've heard I guess it's like a pretty big, like, I don't know, like formerly German territories, like North Dakota, Northern Colorado, Southern Ohio. But yeah, Duck Shit Bingo, man, it's real and it's disgusting and it's a blood sport. People fucking love it.
So this is crazy, and I loved in the book too the disdain that Billy Ray had for that carny guy. That he hated.
Well, that was real, man, because I remember being there, knowing what I got paid, and then watching him count his money. And being like, so do you give that to like a charity or something? And he's like, no, it's the greatest scam on earth. This is mine. And I was like, oh, good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you, sir.
Yeah.
I just went up there and bombed for an hour, and I got a fifth of what you're walking out of here for having a shitty duck.
That's ridiculous. And did you have to follow the duck, or you went on before it? You had to follow.
So
that,
luckily,
right?
the feature was the buffer.
Oh, okay. Thank
God.
God.
Was the opening. That was the opening event. Was the duck.
And I thought following a juggler was hard. I had to follow a juggler once, and I bombed.
I would love to follow a juggler compared to the duck. Man.
Yeah, man, that's ridiculous, man. Do you think 2020 is a worse year than 2016 for you?
No, I love it. I love having an excuse not to work, not to write. I never get bored. I got a good spread. I just made my my bed into a winter nest. I just put fucking 8 blankets, 3 comforters, and a weighted blanket on it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like 40 pounds of fucking blanket on top of you. Leave all the windows open.
That's awesome, man. You're making me want to jump in bed right now. It sounds so comfortable.
We get the patio where we watch football on Sundays. And I have a handful of people that I can have over, and we're distanced and outdoors, but still have football on. We get the bar. So yeah, every time I see a fucking group of people with no masks, I'm kind of happy.
And just because you think one person might be an asshole doesn't mean you think a group of people are. Like, I judge people, and this is cynicism, but for the most part, I look at people and I'm like, oh, I judge you blanket. Like, without knowing someone, I just assume you're an awful human being. And then if you prove me wrong, I'm very happy.
Right,
but it's best for me to set the bar very low. And then you barely have to, just step over it. And I'm going to go, oh, he's an all right guy.
Exactly.
Because if you start setting the bar too high for people, they'll disappoint you every time.
I do want to talk to you really about the kind of the censorship that's been going on too. And you talked about how people are calling for your head already, and people on the other side, they will get in the FBI just because you went to this rally. They want to cancel you, destroy you. Not just you, but anybody who went. They want to take you down, destroy you.
Oh, anybody who's in any picture, zoom in. Where do they work? Get them fired. Get them defriended. Like, the insanity of these people to the extent to which they're going, it's like you're making it your full-time job. You are giving me way too much power to go into my Facebook and look and see who our mutual friends are, and then message each and every one of my mutual friends to get them to unfriend me because I attended a rally. Like
Wow.
I would get it if there was a picture of me with the paint and the horns, and if it's me on scaling a wall, okay, sure, you got me. But I was like fucking there just amongst everybody else. It was the most chill scene possible. People with flags, tons of old people, tons of kids, tons of dogs. Like I really mostly went there to just like pet dogs and take pictures of the dogs. Not a lot of like really very few police presence at all. It was the most chill event. And like we had no idea what was going on inside the building until we got home to our hotel rooms like hours and hours later because the Wi-Fi was so terrible. Even our updates, my tweets weren't going through, like nothing was going through in real time. That was a big pain in the ass.
That's interesting. So you didn't even know that was happening. Where were you during that time? Were you near the Capitol building?
I was with another like YouTuber friend of mine. Her name is Riz Flex. She's a really great YouTube channel. She does like so much research. She's way more into like politics and knowing what she's talking about than I do. I'm just like here to like, I don't know, check it out. And so we were kind of, I think, on the north side of the Capitol building. And I have pictures too and video. And I know that like Ali Alexander, who was part of like the Stop the Steal movement. I know he was like completely deplatformed. I was signed up for like their text alerts, and they were saying for people to go around to the south side of the Capitol building, but I didn't. We were like, ugh, we don't want to walk all that way, and like, so we just stayed where we were, and we saw people, a couple people like climbing up the wall, not like really not that many. And but who knows, maybe we got there late. And then just that there were people on the inside of the fence, but from where I was seeing, I couldn't see anybody like inside the building or breaking glass, or it just seemed like they went an extra step, they went up the fence, you know.
Right. So, yeah, because when I see these big crowds, and I know there's a lot of interesting people in there, whether it's QAnon people or
interesting people. It's very kind of you.
But have you ever had any run-ins with Antifa, like face to face or anything like that? Or opposing view?
Yeah, like sort of nothing, world star worthy, but like I remember on I think it's a December rally, or it could be November, when we first walked into like the main like point of marching or whatever. There were like rows of Antifa or Black Lives Matter, same shit, on either side of us, like exactly what you would expect, like yelling this close to your face, oh, the white supremacist rallies this way, like all the most unclever things you've ever heard of done. Like you and I right now could come up with like better insults, and so you're just like, oh God, Lord, like you guys need writers. And so you're like, okay. And then as soon as you get in, you're just surrounded by love and tons of people, and the most diverse, like best people you could ever meet, from all walks, all types. And the other kind of run-in was, and then after last week, we were kind of walking out, because again, like the police presence was like not very much at all, because it's very segmented. Like Capitol Police is its own unit, White House has Secret Service, DC Metro has its own unit as well, and they kind of don't intrude on each other's turfs. So we're like, really the whole time we're all looking around like, there's really no cops around like that. We didn't know what was going on, and we figured nothing because we couldn't see any crazy shit happening.
That's, to be deep, it's like that feeling of creating something and then having the audience respond in a way that you want them to, which is laugh. And it's a very hard emotion to get in a genuine, authentic setting. You can create you can do certain things that automatically get applause breaks, or you can write a movie and make people cry with the right formula. But to make people laugh, especially when they paid, and they had to pay for a babysitter, and they're going out in the world. They expect you to make them laugh, and when you could do that, it's just beautiful. And then I'm high for the rest of the night, and I could tell you about a gig I did 25 years ago, and I can remember the crowd and the people and what happened and what that guy said and what she was wearing and what he was wearing, over his head, and because he hated it and she loved it, and I can tell you, most of the time I can remember those. Weird, but I love it.
So now I wanted to ask you too, because I have interviewed like other kind of warm-up guys like Eddie Brill and Joey Cola.
I know Eddie Brill very well.
Yeah, great guys. What would you say is the biggest difference between, or is there a difference between performing stand up and warming up a show for the talk show?
It's night and day. I think almost traditionally, audience warm-ups usually aren't a comic. You know, they can be funny, but they're just there to tell people, okay, coming up next. All right, get ready. You know, I did a lot of shows before Jimmy's been great because he's my friend. He's been nothing but cool as shit, and I've had a job.
I was just handed a note that said there's something going on with Don. This is Don's pants. And that the three women in the front row seem to know what it is. What's going on with Don's pants right now? Oh, your fly was down.
No, here's what happened. The zipper is broken. I didn't know that.
Oh.
And so
it's permanently down.
It's permanently down. But I zipped it. I kind of held it together.
Your zipper has fallen and it can't get up. Is what's happening.
You know, I mean, it's good because like all that goes towards pension and SAG and all that. And I've been working with him 17 years on that show alone. I did the Man Show. As a matter of fact, this hat, I know you can't see. I don't know. Do you video this or is it just all audio?
Yeah, we show both. Yeah, this is great. The Man Show hat.
This is the one that I wore at every audience warm-up for the Man Show, and I was there the whole Adam Carolla, Jimmy Kimmel Man Show.
Wow, yeah, and that was a great show, man. I love that show, and
I wouldn't go that far, but
I did. I loved it as I was a younger guy and probably in my 20s at the time, and I loved it. And now girls jumping on.
I remember you saying you like pussy.
Yeah, there you go. I got testosterone running through these veins, man.
It was fun. Days of the show, we tape 2 a day, and I go there. And during the show, I get there early and I don't know why they wanted me there early, but I go there early, and I was there for hours, and I would just hang out mainly with the juggy girls.
Yeah, there you go. See, I would have loved to hang out with you over there.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have.
Yeah, two Dons on the prowl.
I
was
that's
probably a little.
I don't forget, nothing ever happened for me, so I'm sure nothing would have ever happened for you.
You're probably right.
But what was cool, and like I said, I had plenty of time to do whatever I wanted. Just like, hey, he's here. We know he's here, so they wouldn't freak out. But I will tell you this: it was kind of cool. We did it at the Hollywood Center Studios in Santa Monica, and they had where they taped the Man Show, just around like in one of the studios was the original I Love Lucy. That's where they did all the I Love Lucy episodes. So I mean, it's kind of cool when you get on and you see history of and all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of cool to walk around that.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
All right, I'm done telling stories. You got to ask me questions now.
Well, I did want to talk to you because I feel like you work for a late night show, one of the best ones, one of my favorites that's currently running.
Just a second.
Sure.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
Don.
Yes.
All right, this is my friend, the Nose. The Nose is in the house.
Hey, the Nose. How you doing?
I'm in the middle of a podcast right now.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye. All right, back to your question.
All right, cool. So I was saying that, late night shows, have been getting some heat in some ways, that they're getting too political and losing viewers and all these things. I want to get you're inside of this. You know what's going on better than anyone that I know.
Oh yeah, but who do you know? You know the fucking dudes that do your podcast. So you know nobody.
Exactly. That's why I want to inquire and get your thoughts. Do you think that late night shows are in trouble?
Well, I could give my opinion. I would say that I don't think they're in trouble, but I will say that it's probably best for me not to talk about things like that, because if I gave my honest opinion, I might upset somebody, and you never know. Sure, nobody watches this shit show, but I will tell you this. But somebody might tell somebody and it gets back. Yeah, I just don't want to take chances talking about. I am very happy. It is like, here's my job, just so you can. I have to work 4 days a week, and I was working 2 hours a day. So that's 8 hours a week. Yeah. And I made very good money. It's not worth pissing anybody off in any way. And I've had a way to piss a lot of people off. So I don't, one time, the worst one ever was when I was in New York.
What happened?
I probably shouldn't say that. I shouldn't even have brought that up. But
No,
yeah,
you-
it was great. We got a chance a few times. We would have gone again this past year, but it seems like every fall we would go out and perform a week of shows at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. So we hung out in Brooklyn.
Nice.
All right, next question.
And then were there juggy girls running around Brooklyn?
Holy fuck, there's no juggy girls in Jimmy Kimmel Live. That was a man show.
So I got my secret beach that I go to every weekend, and I love the secret beach. It's my solace. It's where I like to go. I go, me and Wendy, we have this whole little secret beach to ourselves. But now I'm afraid to go into the water because there's sharks apparently swimming on the shorelines of Long Island.
At least one shark sighting today on the south shore of Long Island. Newscopter 7 live over Toby Beach, where swimmers were told to once again clear the water. That makes 10 shark sightings in 4 days this week.
20 feet off the shorelines, there's been like 8 shark sightings. 8 shark sightings on Long Island this week.
Holy. But so this is crazy, man. Look, dude,
I've been wearing this friggin' thing all week. I'm going to the beach. I'm walking around with this.
We're getting everything. Everything has been handed to us this year. Everything. I'm waiting for the kitchen sink. I'm waiting for hell to literally freeze over. We now have sharks in our waters. We had giant murder hornets. We have space aliens that are confirmed from the Pentagon that there's UFOs. Meanwhile, nobody wants to talk about it. They'd rather have the debates over masks than they talk about possible aliens from outer space invading our planet. They want to argue about masks. We have Chrissy Teigen cannibals eating babies.
Babies, right?
Celebrities eating babies, and we have, of course, riots gone amok, cities burning to the ground, protests, racism at an all-time high. We have everything. We have a disease, a pandemic that is extremely contagious. And
it's not going away. Hasn't gone away in 6 friggin' months.
It's never going to go away. And we got to live with this thing forever. And here we are. And now they just added more to it. Sharks. Now we can't go swimming. The one place we all like to go. We all got away from it all. At the beach, you take off your mask, the wind's blowing, you're getting nice sun, you're getting that vitamin D, you're feeling great. But now, God forbid you go in that water, you will get a chunk taken out of your legs.
They want to ruin our summer. They're ruining everything. Mother Nature has gone amok. It's like Mother Nature's whispering in the sharks. The people are dying. The humans are going extinct. Go out and eat some. Go ahead. Hurry up. We're a delicacy too. It's like we're like frog's legs. Where do you want to go for dinner? All right, let's go to the Hamptons. Let's go to Montauk.
Yeah. So people swim with caution because it might not end the way you want it to.
I know. What's next? The zombies? Are the zombies coming next?
I think so. I think there will be a zombie apocalypse. You know what? It wouldn't even surprise me if I go on Twitter and it's trending that zombies are now running amok.
Yeah. I know. It won't even faze you. You'd be like, a zombie will walk by me and I'll be like, put on your freaking mask. You're not going to bite me without a mask on.
Because you know the Democrats won't bother with the zombie as long as he's woke.
Yeah, can he vote?
Can we get this guy to vote, please?
Yeah, let's just zombie and let's have him walk into a voting booth.
Good stuff.
That's my zombie face. If you ever see me walking by you like this, Don, run away, run away. I'm
That's
gonna
what I
eat your
know.
brains. Yeah, that's how you know I'm a zombie. I'm gonna eat your brains.
Me not to talk about things like that, because if I gave my honest opinion, I might upset somebody. And you never know. Sure, nobody watches this shit show, but I will tell you this. But somebody might tell somebody and it gets back. I just don't want to take chances talking about. I am very happy. It is like, here's my job, just so you can. I have to work 4 days a week, and I was working 2 hours a day. So that's 8 hours a week. Yeah. And I made very good money. It's not worth pissing anybody off in any way. And I've had a way to piss a lot of people off. So I don't, one time, the worst one ever was when I was in New York.
What happened?
I probably shouldn't say that. I shouldn't even have brought that up. But
No,
yeah, it was great. We got a chance a few times. We would have gone again this past year, but it seems like every fall we would go out and perform a week of shows at the Brooklyn Academy of Music. So we hung out in Brooklyn.
Nice.
All right, next question.
And then were there juggy girls running around Brooklyn?
Holy fuck, there's no juggy girls in Jimmy Kimmel Live. That was a man show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, Donnie Warbucks, and I'm here with one of the funniest people I know. She's been on Comedy Central and all the late-night shows. You know her and you love her, the very funny Nancy Pelosi. Ha ha! Nancy, how are you? You have become somewhat of the comedy police recently and have criticized most of my good friend Benny Gagooch Rizuti's stand-up material.
He has done something so serious that there should be prosecution against him.
Prosecution? Damn, girl, what the heck did he do?
It is a deranged, unhinged, dangerous, and only a number of days until we can be protected from him.
And what about the comedian Sherry Poland? A lot of people say she's really funny. What do you think?
You'll have to ask her.
Wow, that was kind of sharp. That was pretty sharp, Nancy. I mean, it kind of sounded like you're dismissing her a little bit.
I'm not dismissing her. I respect her. I think she's very effective, as are many other members in our caucus that the press doesn't pay attention to.
Why do you always have to be such an A word, Nancy?
What's that?
An A word?
What's that?
The A word.
What's that?
Asshole. Why you gotta be such an ass? There, I said it. You're an asshole. I'm sorry, but you made me say it. Well, that's the interview for today. I want to thank the very hilarious Nancy Pelosi. And next week, we have the insult comic himself, Mitch McConnell, will be joining us. Take care, everybody, and stay tuned to the Comedy Podcast. What's the best Christmas gift you ever gave?
Ever gave? Dude, I'm terrible. I don't want gifts. I don't want to give people. I like the grid, but like, if I want something, I'll just go. But I don't care to give anybody anything. I don't think I've ever given a good gift. Everything I get my wife, she returns. Like I would think I got something good. I'm like, I remember I bought her these expensive, like Lululemon zip up or something when they were hot 5 years ago. I'm like, this is it. I'm spending the 200, whatever. And I'm like, she like hated it. Like, she's just like, I don't want this. I'm like, I don't know what anybody wants. So just leave me out of it. I don't know I honestly don't think I've ever given a good gift. I don't even remember anything I've ever given anybody ever. It's usually like whatever toy I can find. Yeah, for like the kids, and Yeah, everybody else returns everything I get. So
That's
I've never given a good gift.
Yeah, I hear them. They're coming, by the way. I hear my kids.
Oh, here we go.
I hear one coming right now. In 3, 2, 1, enter Jack.
Hey! Right on
Hey,
cue.
Jack. I told you I was
Hey.
working up here and I didn't want to be interrupted, and I heard you yelling for me, and I made a bet with this guy that at one point one of you were going to interrupt this interview.
See that? So
Don, say hi to Jack. He hasn't combed his
hey,
hair.
Jack, how are you? You did
Yeah.
not disappoint. You
Yeah.
you did as predicted.
Jack this is his raised by the wolves look.
Yep.
Look at him.
There you go.
Very
What's up?
cute. So what's the problem?
I think I broke my cheekbone.
You think you broke your cheekbone?
Yeah, it just like started snapping.
Let me see your cheekbone. Come over here.
Like, I don't know
I'm
what
gonna
it
examine.
look right here.
That's not your cheekbone, honey. You got hit.
I know
Who
it.
hit you in the head?
Nobody. I just moved my head like.
We are witnessing 50 Shades of Fatherhood right now.
That's right. So your head miraculously started to hurt.
Well, just like here.
Just right here. Let me kiss it.
Kind of.
Okay. Well, can I try
There
to?
you go.
Can I try to do something? You want to rub some dirt on it or something? Or I'm gonna tell you what my father told me. Are you ready? Walk it off. I love you. I'll be downstairs in a minute. All right. Close
There
the
you
door.
go.
There's one.
There you go.
Broken cheekbone. I just healed the broken
You
cheekbone.
just heal the broken cheekbone with the dad special, the kiss it all better, rub some dirt on it, and walk it off.
Walk it off.
There you go. That's great advice that we all have passed down to our sons
To our
and daughters.
children. Yes.
Suck it up. Be a man and rub some dirt in it.
So I'm not a big horror movie, and I don't like the psychological horrors either, like Exorcist or
Never
any
seen
of those.
Exorcist.
Dude, if you're
Does
afraid,
something for me.
Exorcist will mess you up, dude. It's
Older scary movies scare you more than the newer ones. Like,
dude, like that one with Damon or Damien, whatever his name is.
yeah,
What,
The Omen.
yeah, The Omen. That one. Oh my God, they both came out around the same time. Exorcist and The Omen when I was a kid,
Okay.
and those are to me the scariest
Yeah,
movies.
they look scary, and I'm like, I'll pass.
those will mess you up.
Like, that doesn't entertain me. Like, I don't want to be scared to be entertained. Like, I'd rather watch something else.
Is there any horror movies that you watch that you say this is a good film overall?
The Shining.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great one. Great
Shining
example.
is probably the best horror movie.
Okay, so which comedian inspired you the most?
For me, it wasn't so much stand-up comics that it wasn't so much that I saw stand-up comedy when I was growing up. It's kind of what led to it. My parents and I would sit down and we would all watch Sanford and Son, The Carol Burnett Show, Benny Hill, Monty Python, and sometimes All in the Family. And just that style of comedy, just seeing that, like, people taking shots at each other and just, gorilla cookies and all that. I mean, I love that stuff. It was really Carol Burnett. And Sid Caesar, the show of shows. So I'd see a lot of these old shows. That was inspirational to my comedy.
And to this day, you can still see that influence in your stuff. That's cool. That almost all of those examples that's pretty cool. Who is the best comedian alive today?
I've said it, and look, I'm gonna have to go with the best performance I ever saw would be Tony Woods. Tony Woods, the original Dave Chappelle, the master of the long form. I've seen that guy go on after 8, 9, 10 comics, everybody doing like 15, 20 minutes, blowing the light or whatever, and then do 2 hours easily and just kill straight for 2 hours where they're not tired of it. They're not, and then I'd see him, a couple months later do another 2 hours, so that I feel like, to me, he's up there. He's up there.
Sat down on the train next to this lady, and she had like an earring in her nose. Okay, well, she ain't had an earring in, she just had like the earring hole in her nose. And obviously, she had a nasty head cold. That's the same thing I was thinking.
What is your favorite impression that you like to do?
I do obscure shit around the house that it would make zero sense. It would just make zero sense to anybody. It's like my wife's the only one who knows who I'm talking about, you know? I have this friend from Baltimore that's got like this nice, Baltimore accent. Yeah, honey, it's nice. Hey, my God. I do random impressions around the house that just, they wouldn't crack anybody up but me. So that's kind of a long answer to that. I do my dad, my dad's like always worried about this. And I do my wife, I do random impressions around the house that make zero sense. So
what's the best movie about stand-up comedy?
Oh, well, King of Comedy. I think King of Comedy, absolutely. I mean, Scorsese doing a comedy was funny. That was funny already. That Jerry Lewis, who I could never watch Jerry Lewis, but to see him in that movie where he was playing like a twisted version of Jerry Lewis, I loved him in it. And like De Niro trying to get these guys, I always refer to Rupert Pupkin having the cutout cardboard audience in his basement. Sometimes I feel like that, myself around the house. I feel like that really, and the Joker being based on it. Everybody was talking about the Joker. Very rarely if the younger generation even knew about that movie, King of Comedy, and how it nodded, the Joker
a lot, yeah.
So to me, that really, punchline with the lockers, everybody's got a locker and all that, and I can't. King of Comedy, hands down.
Yeah, King of Comedy, and then for me it was also Mr. Saturday Night with Billy Crystal.
Saturday Night, yes.
That's
dude.
A great one.
And that scene where that guy's not laughing, the dude's not laughing.
Oh, yeah.
But, oh my God. Oh yeah, Mr. Saturday Night, right. I forget about that one.
Yeah, that's an unsung classic to me. And, your living room funny, you're not stage funny,
And it broke my heart that you never knew what it felt like up there. When it's good, when it's cooking. You got them, they're yours. You can take them anywhere you want. You're powerful. You prowl the stage like a panther. It feels so good the laughs go right into your blood. You can be a schmuck in the afternoon, but you're the king of the night. And every woman wants to fuck you, and every man wants to know you. You never knew that, Stan.
Well, DC, thank you for answering all of our comedy questions, and appreciate you, my friend. But so we're going to give you some these topics, and I'll explain you the topics because some of them might need explanation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So on this episode of this show, we debuted a short film that includes Jean-Claude Van Damme in it, and where he's a joke thief. So we get even with Jean-Claude because he's a joke thief. So one of the things is Jean-Claude Van Damme is a joke thief. The other one is just living in Chaz, life in Chaz. Then our show is called Put Up, Shut Up, or Stand Up. For short, we call it PUSUSU. And we also have Lilo Brancato, who was in A Bronx Tale. Was on. I had a little bit on the show earlier, and he has the line, "Is it better to be loved or feared?" So we wanted to know, PUSUSU, is it better loved or feared? And then the final one, and again, I don't know if these are too many, but Elephant in a Thong, and that was Benny Rizutti. My co-host had that one. So,
Great. Well, let me note these down so I don't want to miss any of these out for you guys, and I'll record the audio from my end in case there's any kind of cutouts.
Oh,
so
perfect.
We've got Jean-Claude Van Damme, joke thief. I like that.
Yep.
We got was it Living in Chaz?
Yeah, Living in Chaz.
Okay. PUSUSU. Is it better to be loved or feared?
Yep.
An elephant in a thong. Okay,
yes.
cool.
All right.
We can do this. Well, I'm gonna make it so I can share my audio with you, so you can
Awesome.
hear me.
This is Chris Turner, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting ready to do this. This is going to be pretty cool.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Let's drop that beat. And this is by a producer called Bakery Beats, who is a Dutch producer that I like a lot. So shout out to Bakery.
Bakery Beats.
Let's do this. Nice.
I'd get annoyed with him, get into a tussle. When I'm encountering the muscles from Brussels, I tell him, Jean-Claude from Belgium, Van Damme, man, yeah. What are you hanging around the comedy club with the notebook? Comes up to me, catching with the left hook and the right hook, uppercut, then a roundhouse. I say, keep your gags out of your mouth, these are mine. You can't steal a joke, theft is a crime. What are you, man? Yeah, do that time. And then I cast him with the steely gaze, a mean look, cause he's acting like Dane Cook. Hey, did you know stealing the jokes and the laughs? If I'm in Seattle, I'm living in Charles. I be living in large, I be getting a thrill. Autonomous zone upon Capitol Hill. Got a green sign and they spray paint. What's the life like there? Well, it ain't fresh. Everybody got BO, cause there's no shower when you visit. So when you go, you gotta stay the night, take a baby wipe. I'm not saying that Chaz is wrong or right, but Trump getting angry, sending out the tweets, saying Jay Inslee cleared those streets. Governor and mayor, you must not care, seeing everybody with all of the rabble round there. Let me say this, I give it to you. It's a weird acronym, PUSUSU, that's official. It's an acronym and not an initial. Illism, cause you can pronounce it. I wish all of the questions from the Bronx Tale flushed to my brain and came without fail. It's a quandary when push comes to shove. Is it better to be feared or loved? Because love means, in French, amour. You got a friend standing by you, they never implore you to leave. They be giving you their whole heart. But if you're scared like a man after dark, maybe a creepy guy with a beard, maybe like in Chaz, I consider myself feared. I've displayed raps like Chaz and Dave. They're a British comedy duo back in the day, did songs. I know that makes no sense to you. It's a weird little quote and we'll get into the last thing. Hey, is it gay if I'm attracted to a male animal that's grey with a big thong going up his butt crack? I see an elephant, you know I'm gonna tap that. I walk over, I say, come on here, come have a date with me. You got nice big ears, African or Indian, I can't tell the difference. Different area, yeah, they tell the kids it's gotta wear that underwear and chase with the G-string when it's under there. And so I pull up, yeah, elephant scared of Ampsy and mouse, yeah, I pull up its panties, I give it a wedgie. The elephant's trunk goes around, he's still chiseled like a hunk. He drops a big elephant dung and it stunk out the place, but because of the thong it bifurcated, cut the shit in two, and now it's plopped down there and I'm at the zoo, and all the zookeepers, they take me away cause I fiddled with too many elephants today.
Yes, dude, you are the man, bro. Wow. Chris Turner, ladies and gentlemen, he just showed us firsthand how he gets it, how he gets